How are you enjoying this time at home? How are you finding it? Are you finding that you're busy or are you bored? If you're homeschooling, you'll be spending the time with the children and that responsibility. If you're looking after babies and toddlers, working from home, etc., you will be busy and you'll have those pressures. And even if you've not got all of those things, it's amazing how quickly distractions can build. You might be a little bit obsessed with the news these days, or you might find that you're doing really long marathons of various movies. Must admit, Barry and I watched back-to-back episodes of A Touch of Frost on Saturday. But in all of that, God's heart and God's desire is that we spend time with him and that we come into times of real intimacy with him. Now, while I've been following my plan of reading the Bible in a year, I've been looking at the Israelites' journey through the wilderness, and something has occurred to me, that they built this tabernacle, lots of detail, absolutely phenomenal, huge achievement, but there wasn't exactly one on every corner. There was the one, and there were a lot of Israelites, too many to actually fit into the tabernacle. So what did they do if they wanted to spend time with God and to really concentrate on him and for those moments of intimacy? Well, God made provision for that. And what he told them to do was to design a garment called a talith. And it kind of was a square piece of cloth that they wore, like a tunic almost, with four corners. And as I say, it was called a talith. Well, if you break that word down, the first part of it, tal, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, by the way, but tal means tent. And the second part of it is if, which means little. So it was a little tent. And if they pulled it over their heads, it actually looked like a tent. And it was in there that they could chant and sing and call on God. How wonderful. It was the original prayer closet. Well, then he also gave them instructions that on this garment there was to be a fringe or a border, and it was to have tassels on the corner to remind them of God's commandments. And that was called a sisi. And translated, that word sisi means wings. Now if you look at Malachi 4, it speaks of there being healing in his wings. So move forward to the lady with the issue of blood. She had a real understanding of this. She knew that if Jesus really was the Messiah, he would have healing in his wings, which is why she was so desperate just to touch the hem of his garment. Also in Mark 6, it actually says, they begged him to let them touch even the edge of his cloak, and all who touched it were healed. So there's two things wrapped up in this garment that really is the lesson of the day, that in intimacy with Jesus, in an intimacy with the Father, there is healing to be found in his wings. So, today, enjoy your tent.